they know that Winter Wyvern is something that Infamous likes.
Someday I'm gonna get the teams to actually tell me what their sponsors are, because SG has a team. I don't know if that's Japanese or Chinese. Apologize for my arrogance, guys.
Chinese to me, but I'm a Brazilian.
5 seconds.
We don't know, but some of these days I'm gonna find out, because I actually last lobby we were sitting there with Pain, and I know the BTS crew was also sitting on the couch the other day, like, what's all that Chinese after their names? And they didn't know. It's obviously some sort of sponsor on Pain. So we asked, and Weeha was hilarious, of course. He just listed off all of their sponsors, and then when we got to the Chinese ones, they're just like, I don't know, it's a secret. It's like, why would you have a sponsor that's a secret? That makes no sense. And the same thing here with SG, right? Because they've got some, as the kids like to call it, the moon runes.
What?
Written on theirs, but yeah, that's a thing. I don't know if that's a thing down in Brazil, but up here, like, whenever you see like Korean or Chinese or Japanese or stuff that just doesn't look English, it's a different language, and it's obviously not, Russian or whatever. They call it moon runes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't have that, but nice
now
to know.
You can bring it to Brazil, and everyone will look at you like you're crazy. That's great. I love it.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound good in Portuguese, because it would sound like Runa da Lua. Oh, it's actually okay. It has some ring to it. Yeah, it's okay. Runa. R. Yeah.
So say it again.
Runa da Lua. Chat's gonna love if you try to say that.
You went a little robotic on me.
Oh, you sound like a robot to me. Is my voice okay?
Might be Discord. We might have a little issue with Discord. Hopefully.
Oh God.
Fast though.
We just said the secret word.
I just got a new microphone on Boy. Let's try... I don't know if it's gonna be Boy's internet or... I think he's probably gonna reconnect, so... We'll wait a minute for it. Man, I wanted to learn how to... It was like... something Daruna. I don't remember what the word for moon was now.
5 seconds remaining.
That's fine. I'm sure I'll get it when he comes back. But Dragon Knight does get picked up, and that's a 4DR Dragon Knight. Most likely, considering that they have the Beastmaster pickup, and that'll be Laposa on it. This is a pretty, I would say a standard draft, right? Because you've got the two dynamic duo team of Stan King and Flea added in that are playing some different heroes that we don't normally see. But 4DR has no stranger to the Dragon Knight. Puts up a good showing. Side of Infamous, we do get a Morphling picked up. I'm not sure if that's going to be paired up with Papita, or if that's going to be over on... Gosh, did they... I'm gonna assume this is Kotaro. I'm gonna just assume MNZ. I don't know what that tag is. I hate when they do this to me, guys, but we'll assume that that's Kotaro over on.
5 seconds remaining.
So yeah, that's a nice powering though, right? You've got the IO, you've got the Morphling. Gonna be able to help heal him up, give him overcharge, also be able to take anyone into these fights, right? That relocate is just super fun when you're able to play it aggressively. I know a lot of times when I am playing in like pubs and such, I end up being the Wambulance. I have to go and save people because otherwise they break the tether every single time. I try to ping it out. I'm saying, oh, we're going to go here to the fight. And they're like, heard or what?
10 seconds remaining.
No, that's unfortunate. But I'm looking forward to seeing some sick Matthew plays here.
Remaining.
I'm so excited to see his IO as a position 4. The last pick. Is this going to be a Papita, Morphling, or is it going to be a Kotaro? I think it's going to be Kotaro, personally. Could see to pick something else. They're very a little light on that initiation, I guess. You've got the Chaotic Offering from Warlock, and you can always relocate in, but I feel like you never want to open with the relocate or the rock. You want to get something that's going to put you...
Team pick.
Not sure that's the hero. Yeah, not super crazy about this. This is gonna be a while before they can really go after towers too with the lineup that Infamous has, right? Because Morphling wants to farm up. You've got the Golem, but the rest of the team they don't hit towers. Night Stalker doesn't hit towers that well. IO obviously, unless you are playing him mid and you are totally rolling the enemy team and buying yourself the hard carry items like Odessa and such, not really a tower hitter, and Zeus is absolutely abysmal, so... Where Infamous is going here, and of course I'm sitting here alone, because Bowie is probably resetting his router, trying to figure things out, so... little bamboozled by this. But SG, they've got some nice tower hitters. You've got the Beastmaster, he's got the Aura, you've got a Dragon Knight, he's going to be able to use Dragon Form, start sieging, and you've got some nice backup coming out in the form of the...
Choose your hero.
Oh boy! Hello, you're back and you're perfect. So I'm guessing
Nice.
your router just needed to restart, yes?
Yeah, I hope that was the case. I did restart it, and it seems amazing. So we have a Morphling and a Zeus here.
Thank God you're here, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't know what's happening with this draft. There's not a great amount of initiation. There's not a great amount of tower hitters either. And then they pick up the lone
Morphling.
druid at the last second.
So a lot of push on SG. Decent Roche potential, not great, but this master's probably going to get a medallion. On Infamous, I guess, I mean, the Morphling Warlock lane is pretty good. Like, Morphling, he can always regen 100% just because, you know, he has very low HP, so the Shadow Ward has a lot of value there. That's a good lane. That's a strong safe lane. They have a strong off lane. But the lane versus Zeus, I feel like Forger is going to be fine. He's going to farm a lot, and he can pressure towers while Zeus can't. So it's more of a question of who... Like, if the aggression from Infamous pays off. Because if it doesn't, it's going to be similar to what we saw between Midas and Pain, where you just, like, push 15 minutes in and you're going to have all those heroes diving poor Infamous while they try to enable the Zeus, try to enable the Morphling. Morphling does take quite a while to get online.
I'm just worried that SG's not going to give them a chance to let MNZ get going. I think that's Kotaro, right?
Yes.
I was saying how much I hate how they always change their names. Like, King Teika's like the Bato Loco Loco or something, which just feels ridiculous to say, especially in a team fight. Just go and call him King Teika, but yeah, I'm just a little concerned about this draft.
Oh, the tips already starting.
Prepare for battle.
Want to have fun.
Okay. I don't know, I feel like Zeus, when you see in pubs, it seems super strong, but a lot of the times in professional games, it's not really the same, and I don't really like Zeus versus that much push. Yes, he has quote-unquote wave clear, but SG, they have a lot of dive as well. The Zeus cannot stand against that. I guess they have an IO, but a lot of the times it's just not enough, especially in the early game. IO doesn't provide that much burst region.
No, and I think it's really moved too, right? From going for the burst region. I remember a time when IO was frequently picked up, and then you would get the mech build, Guardian Greaves, and it's really kind of moved away from it, where now you're seeing the Soul Ring pickup plus the, not necessarily always the Helm of the Dominator, although it is pretty popular in the pubs, but then the Urn, which is, you know, slow over time regen. It seems to be more like sustaining regen than burst regen coming off from.
For sure, especially because
here.
You're gonna max Tether at the end. Like, it's usually your last spell that you max, and the HP / mana amp grows with Tether. So a lot of the burst, quote unquote, is not the same as it once was. You do have one, I guess, so that's one thing that is burst region, but that's pretty much it.
Already trying to kind of dodge around with these lanes. All here, but yeah, no. Not great burst region. Absolutely, it's going to be pretty difficult.
I want to see
happen. Who? I heard something.
Sound.
Uh-oh.
I do like Flea playing the other Titan. I feel like we're going to see something crazy here. I am hyped for this Flea other Titan. I want to see him with 200 damage.
Time we see Flea, right?
Yes, I am. It's amazing to see this guy play.
Boy had some Kappa pride yesterday watching Flea's Naga Siren.
Oh, don't even get me started.
But yeah, it's exciting that Flea and Stan King have made their way down to this region. They're showing us some really nice drafts. We're seeing excellent play come out Flea. And it's gonna, you know, I like the idea of having some international presence down in the South American scene, because these are very talented players, but when you're... what is it, the big fish in a little pond kind of situation, where over time you become so good and then you're playing pubs and you're just crushing everyone, you're not getting challenged. So having SG with these new players down here, I think it's good. I think it's going to incite more passion, I think. You know how you get excited when you get like a really good opponent, you're like, oh, I can't wait for our next scrim, I'm gonna take you down. Like, it's gonna become a rivalry, and I really like that. I like that we're seeing more of that in this region.
Yeah, and I guess even more than that, I feel like having the North American players here kind of create bonds between like the Brazilian players and the North American players. And now SG, they might be able to get scrims that they wouldn't be able to get before, just because, you know, it's kind of, even though you play pubs with the other players, you don't really, like, they are now friends, they're living together. So I feel like that will enable the scene to grow better, because we're going to have scrims between other regions, and that's definitely something that helps in getting a better competitive scene. You need to have teams outside of your region that you can practice, because at least I heard that SG and Pain, for instance, they don't really scrim that often, because they're like, well, they're my rivals, I don't want to show our strats, and they're like, who are you going to practice if you cannot practice the strongest team in your region, you know?
Yes, exactly. So, new blood coming into the region with networking ties, always good. It just also, you know, you run into that issue of the ping, right? Because ping, no matter, even if you make friends in the North American region, the ping is just usually pretty awful. Especially, I think it's very, very bad for Peruvians. I'm not sure how bad it is for Brazil. But they're still playing at a disadvantage. You can still learn a lot from these scrims. But I did like how Pain's manager, or not the manager, the owner of Pain Gaming managed to set up a boot camp for Pain out in, I think it was Katowice in Poland.
Yes.
And that gave them a lot of good opportunities. They got to scrim some teams, they got to play pubs, they started to, you know, develop different metas, because the metas in each region are very, very different, and they're very locked in. So.
And if you go for an international tournament only knowing your own meta, you might be in big trouble, because you're like, well, they're gonna ban those heroes, but then they play completely different. It's a different play style. Alright, so we have a game again. I am not a big fan of dual laning a lone druid, but I guess it is a lot of push, and they have a very, like, when I said that Morphling is a strong lane, I mean in the sense that he can fight back, but he doesn't necessarily want to. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Like, okay, yeah, so
He has the capability, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he wants to use it.
Yes, and I feel like this enables the lone druid to farm. So yeah, it's going to be sharing a couple of levels, but this other titan will be able to bully him quite a bit. You already see him 70% HP here. They're going to have to spam that Shadow Ward, which will probably get nerfed, by the way.
Well, yeah, we talked about heroes that are showing up constantly or getting banned constantly, and why you should ban them, Ice Frog. He's listening to us right now. Loves that South American Dota scene, I'm sure. This is kind of a scary lane, though, with the IO and the Night Stalker, right? It's going to allow Old Stinger to be able to get quite a bit of CS. IO not really going to be able to bully anyone, necessarily, with his own little boops, but will be able to keep that mana regen over on Old Stinger so he can kind of spam out the spells, and also heal him up whenever necessary.
So this winter, huh? What is the plan here for them? I guess it is a hero that can harass the Night Stalker from far away. So the Arctic Burn, because it is percentage based, you do, like, it has more value versus IO, just because everyone's always full HP, so you're doing more damage every time you use it, I guess. That might play a role, I don't know. I'm not sure I understand Winter Weaver in this meta. I'm not really sure what her role is.
Well, it'll be fun to learn what it is, and then, you know, eventually we'll get some Bowie videos, right? What Stan King's Winter Weaver.
I actually had a Ice off lane Winter Weaver, but that was another time.
I've got a friend you should talk to that is playing it as core and getting a lot out of it. It's actually pretty ridiculous, and he's ranked on the NA leaderboards too.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, we joke about it because he's literally one of those people that just play Dota 2 for fun.
Oh,
and if he actually wanted to try, I think he would be pretty high up on that leaderboard. But he just does goofy stuff. He's like, oh, let's take this hero and see if we can, you know, make it into a core. Let's take Shadow Demon and run it in the safe lane.
That's the Arteezy Shadow Demon. I love it.
He does it so well. It's actually insane. Oh, Matthew. Stan King gonna draw the first blood. And a very calm, like, there was like no excitement during that. It was just, I was like holding on to Old Stinger, and he's getting wailed on by Stan King, and...
That shouldn't happen, right? That's an Night Stalker lane. Like, how do you give first blood to a Winter Weaver?
I don't know. Maybe he's playing RuneScape at the same time. Who knows? Flow gets thrown out over onto La Posa. This top lane's kind of interesting, though, the way that it's being played. Again, you said you don't really love seeing the lone druid in a duo lane, but he's doing quite well. Sitting at level 3 right now. It's allowing, and this is another thing we talk about with Flea, how greedy Flea can actually be usually, right? So he'll provide the support when needed, but he can also, you know, go farm up a camp or two, try to pull the lanes. Do his own thing, and then when they call him up, like, hey Flea, you want to come do this? He's like, yeah, sure. No problem, dude. I'll be right there. And then they take these incredible fights. Bottom lane, they're going for a little bit of a dive here on Stan King. The slow's coming out. Matthew trying to line it up just perfectly, and Stan King not going to be able to get away. It's going to be Matthew's revenge, but does need to be careful. These axes are something fierce being thrown at his face. They've got that tether. Oh, and he's got the salve. Nicely done.
All right. That's a good kill. In the top lane, I like that Infamous, they actually block the large camp, so that other Titan can't get that much damage on the Morphling, but as I said, that he is actually taking a beating right now.
Yeah, he is, really, he's got eyes for Flea here. I think he needs to be careful, though.
Another benefit of the Beastmaster, of the Lone Druid in this lane is that Morphling, he has decent base damage, but Lone Druid is the king of denies. So I like that they have this hero versus Morphling because he denies a lot of gold against the Morphling. Yes, you're sharing experience, but you're taking gold out of Morphling, and the way he enables himself is with gold. You want to get the Lincolns, you want to get the Ethereal Blade, so that's pretty nice. 7 denies already on the Lone Druid.
The more you can hold down Kotaro here, the better off you're gonna be. But I mean, the lane's going kind of interesting, right? You've got the Night Stalker Eye lane, which is super strong, and they've really been putting the pressure down here onto Laposa. Actually, Laposa's sitting at a little over 100 health. Look at Matthew. Uses that overcharge. They really want to grab him. Axes get thrown out, but look at it. They're not ready to give up. They have the Thunder Gods around. Matthew taking a decent amount of damage. He's got those spirits, though. And Infamous, old Stinger. Just
they might dive
up the kills here. Yeah, they're definitely going to go for it. Are you kidding me? Although Io actually taking the damage on the tower.
Oh.
That's a little scary. Gold Embrace standing.
Liposa will TP.
A little bit more time. There's going to be the TP coming out. No, they take down Matthew Stinger. He still really wants this kill. Stan King's so low. He manages to get it. And now, I'm not sure he makes it out of here alive. Not with Liposa. Not with that last tower shot coming in. He's sitting at 10 hit points. Oh my god, look at the speed on this race car. Run, Batman, run. Flea is gonna TP in. He's gotta hide himself somewhere and TP out, and it looks like he's gonna be able to do it. Ankles broken. Consider yourself juked.
And that forces a TP. That's actually pretty huge. It looks like the other time's gonna try to set up mid. He has 2 points in Storm.
How do you take down 40R? That was a cute play, guys, but he's a Dragon Knight. He's a Dragon Knight. He's got backup. Flea just punches poor Excel with a stapler.
Dire's middle tower.
Alright, so what is Flea gonna build on this other Titan? A Midas, a Rapier? What are we expecting?
I know, I was about to say, you know, you could go for the first item, Radiance at this point. You know, the way that Flea plays his heroes. This guy is a farming king. You have to be careful. There is a rotation coming in. Matthew's taking so much damage from these creeps, too. He's throwing out a couple of these slows. They're gonna go for that stomp. Should be able to get that kill on Matthew. He's down. Do have a rotation coming out from Excel, but they've got the roar. They've had enough of Old Stinger bullying them through this lane. And Stan King gonna actually get himself a second kill. Do they keep going after Excel? It feels like they're really wanting to chase after him right now, but...
Yeah, and one of the
TP comes out.
One of the problems of that chase, and I saw her. Oh, Liposa is
dead Liposa. Yeah, there's no way he makes it out. Nice rotation coming up from Kotari. Will get slept up though. Oh, the rest of the dynamic duo, Flea and Stan King, walk away.
40R battling for the Invis here. Gets it versus the Zeus.
I mean, not that it matters, right? It's a Zeus, but you do manage to take away those bottle charges from him.
And I like that he's going Hood first. That's the highest EHP he can get versus those heroes. A lot of magic damage on the Night Stalker, on the Io, on the Zeus. So that's a good choice. I'm not sure if he's gonna get a pipe, but probably just a standard Hood.
The amount of magical damage coming out from that team, it just makes sense. Sense to pick it up. I'm sure we'll see a Glimmer Cape picked up on Stan King eventually.
the Helm of the Dominator completed on Costaville. I'm not sure if he's going Radiance. I'm actually curious whether this is a Radiance game, whether he's going for the Dragonlance. Oh, mid lane there.
Yeah, they've got their eyes over on Pepita. In comes Matthew, though. He's going to be able to heal him up. Trying to get the slow out over onto Fleet. They can get the skill. That'd probably be very nice. He's still alive, though. He needs a little bit more damage, and they're turning their attention. They've got that Fatal Bonds online, but they don't do enough damage. Oh, there it is. There's that HUD that's completed. There'll be no kills for Matthew and Pepita in this mid lane right now. Bottom lane looks like Kotaro sitting pretty low himself. Has to be careful. That Splinter Blast doing a decent chunk of damage. Excel trying to keep him alive with that Shadow Word.
There he is, Winter's Curse. I need to be careful here. Oh, and Infamous. And Morphling. He can kill anyone if they Winter's Curse someone close to the Morphling. So that's very scary. So yeah, they get a Helm of the Dominator on the Laundry. They're actually pressuring towers nicely. They're actually pressuring 2 towers at once. And Infamous, they don't have the resources to defend any of those towers fully. And that's one of the problems. Like, yeah, you have this Morphling, but you really need to enable him fast, or else you're gonna lose a lot of your buildings.
Double damage.
A little aggressive over here, and again, they have to be careful. They have the Winter's Curse. Morphling can easily blow up that IO. Gotta be pretty spooky for Matthew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Top darkness, but they can't do anything against this bear. They've queued up the Radiance too, so that answers our question of where he's going with this.
Nice.
Top tower has fallen.
So that's 1 tower down on the side of Infamous. 4DR has himself a double damage rune and has put so much damage on this mid tower.
This is so
Losing map
problematic.
control so early, Bowie.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough because Dragonite's going for a Blink Dagger now, so the Zeus is gonna have a tough time actually defending. He's not gonna be able to arc lighting, showing like he is right now, and even the Morphling, he still doesn't have Lincolns even if he gets one. Oh, Morphling. Speaking of Morphling.
Oh, Stan King, does he still have that? He's got Curse. He could turn around if he wanted to. Oh, that upheaval for myself slows him down quite a bit, but looks like he doesn't want to go for it.
I love Arctic Burn as a skill. It's just so nice to get away with those ganks. Just flying over the trees.
Man, I remember when Winter Wyvern was like incredibly OP as a hero. When you get that curse and you could still drop all of your spells on top of it.
Oh god. Yeah.
I miss those days.
That was a strong hero.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely played a lot of Winter Wyvern. And I mean, I know it was OP, but right now the ult seems so underwhelming. It's just like a setup in a way. You want to arrow after the curse, or you want to get a stomp after the curse.
God, Lee just solo kills the Zeus in the mid lane.
The applause.
He's applauding for himself. Let's not get too excited here, Bowie. But
what's the problem? You can be proud of your achievements.
You can. No, I know. You made it sound like someone else was giving the applause, though, I guess.
Okay. Okay, Morphling. Getting close to the Lincolns. I'm actually surprised. The timing is super fast considering the aggression that SG was putting out. So nicely done by Infamous enabling the Morphling. They do have Golem, so they can start fighting a little bit more. This is the second night time. I do hope they start going for more aggressive plays here.
I just feel like they're not utilizing this IO. And not even that they're not utilizing it, that they can't. Because Morphling, you know, he's sitting at the top of the net worth right now, but he's still not really ready to fight. Like you said earlier, he can fight, but he doesn't really want to. He wants to be farming up. You do have the Night Stalker that you can try to make some rotation, but if you look at the way that they're playing, most of them are really close. Skanking, though, just giving away his position in the bottom lane. A little bit spooky here, yeah. Silence comes out. Looks like Pepita's just going to get ripped down in the mid lane with 4 heroes over on the side of SG, but they're going to maybe get themselves a Skanking. Oh, the curse! The curse!
So much damage.
50 hit points! And now Old Stinger finds himself at 200. Tower's going down in the mid lane, though. Like they did use the roar to get the kill on Pepita.
And like when you look at the Infamous draft, you're saying that they are not utilizing the IO, and I feel like it's about their cores. Like Night Stalker is a good pairing, But Zeus, Io, like, yeah, you've got more mana, but usually I envision Io as a hero that wants to get that core that just dives things. So like heroes like Monkey King or Doom, they don't really have that hero. So it's like you're following the Night Stalker, but he can only fight every 4 minutes. So there's kind of like a disconnect between the picks and the way they can play. I feel like it definitely hinders the amount of plays, the possibilities in the mid game for them.
I'm surprised that they went for the Zeus for Pepita. I'm not sure if they're thinking maybe then you'd have that global presence once you get past a certain point. If you get the Ag Scepter picked up, Nimbus is very, very strong. But again, looking at the way that SG drafted it, I don't know. In my mind, whenever you see like a Beastmaster and a DK, you know that they're not going to give you any. They're going to be just, okay, they're going to DC for a second. Hopefully they come back, fingers crossed here. But, you know, whenever you see that lineup, you have to know they're going to be running at your face. So you need to find something that can keep tempo. And Zeus, you know, yeah, he's good, he's strong during the mid game especially, but I don't feel like he provides that role that's needed when you get, like you said, the Io first pick. Kotaro wants to farm up. You needed something that I don't know. What would you have picked? Like, you know, you talked about the Monkey King, but that would have.
I feel like Monkey King would be amazing, actually. I feel like Monkey King is a great lane. Like, Monkey King is good versus any melee heroes. And he can fight without items. I feel like he's a pretty low-key strong hero right now. I guess it was Thompson playing. He was actually playing Monkey King versus OD. That's not a matchup you ever think about, but he was destroying an OD in the mid lane. I was casting Hammer Pubs today, and I just saw that matchup, and I feel like there's a lot of matchups where Monkey King excels in the mid lane specifically. So not sure if Infamous likes the hero. Maybe they didn't even think about it. But yeah, I feel like Zeus. There's two mistakes. I feel like Zeus. It's not a mistake, but maybe an oversight. Zeus and Io, not the greatest combination. Zeus versus early push. Like, yeah, you have some anti-push with your Q, but it's not enough nowadays. You have a hood already on the DK. He doesn't pressure the lane too much, so the DK just farms all those items, and you're gonna be playing from behind. Yes, they can still win. It's only a 3k goal lead, but you don't want to choose to play from behind, you know?
So much magic, too.
Yeah.
It's easily offset that. You have to have a good balance, I feel, of both.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got Chaotic Offering. They spot out 4DR. They're thinking about it. Oh, the stun comes out, though. They're not going to allow Excel to get that off right away. Still manages to throw it down, but he's taking so much damage. Matthew actually going to get slept.
Oh, Io.
Go, they'll take him down. Matthew just can't do anything. They just don't have that advantage that they need. They're too strong. So that's going to be Chaotic Offering on cooldown. They use the Thunder God's Wrath during that. That's not too high of a cooldown, but I just felt like it tickled them, right?
Well, there is the combo that we didn't talk about. You can always tether the Golem, because now you can actually tether magic immune things. So you can just overcharge the Golem. It's pretty strong. He might be the 6th hero that Infamous needs.
We might as well, what was it? I've seen strats too where you buff the bear.
Oh yeah, the Alacrity Spirit Bear.
Io and the Ogre Magi, and just have them rip that.
Oh god.
It's really funny. You also can tether the Earth Panda now too with the Brewmaster, and you can buff that, which is pretty.
Even catapults. You can just, Alacrity, overcharge, and power. We saw that last game.
It was a fun time watching it just pew 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 pew, just like a machine gun.
The Lincoln's is completed, so that Morphling is a little bit stronger now. But look at that.
15 minutes in though, boy, and they're already putting pressure on the base.
Yes.
Like that to me is that's SG playing their draft too, right? Right to a T, because they're really strong right now. The later it gets, the more that Infamous has a chance to get back into this. You have that Morphling.
The goal advantage is not huge though. It is, they can bounce back. I do feel like that Morphling, he is the strongest hero. Like if this game goes 35 minutes, he is the strongest hero by far. He can just burst a lot of those heroes. He can man fight DK. They have an Elder Titan, but now that you have to be close to apply the armor reduction, I'm not sure. I mean, I was gonna say that I'm not sure Flea will have enough items to stay close, but it is Flea, so
it's Flea, yeah.
You never know.
You never know, absolutely. I guess, Kotaro is a great core. it's so much pressure on him though. Like he has to play everything perfectly. He has to make sure that he's farming. He needs this map control and the vision so he doesn't get ganked, because if they take him down, the rest of the team can't really defend without him. Like, what's Io gonna do? Io can't do that much. You've got the K. Oh, Pepita, my friend, not like this, not again. Poor Pepita, 1-4-1. Do have the Io over here trying to fight through with Old Stinger. They pop Darkness. They're still on the chase though. Matthew's sitting very, very low. Could opt to try to reload out. Of course, he's gonna give up his own life for that, but I think they can run away fast enough. This Night Stalker is quite speedy. They've got some TPs. Looks like they're gonna be all right here.
Yeah, but it's costly, right? You're running away while the enemy team's getting Roche, so it's not really a win. It's just not a loss. It does. I'm not sure they can contest this. They do have the Night Stalker still. Maybe if a Hunter in the Night is gonna be able to get
he
the
can get a
station.
snatch, but he's dead the second he goes in there. And
oh, there's no nighttime anymore.
There's no way no way he gets in there.
Yeah, this is SG's Roche.
But I don't think they have enough damage, and they spot out Old Stinger over here on the high ground. 40R going to put some pressure down. The TP comes out. They don't
There's
have a
Radiance. There's no way they can fight this. There's Radiance on the bear already.
Word.
Okay.
Alright, you know they're in there. But what are you gonna do about it, Infamous? Oh no, Excel gets caught out. They clean up over here.
Winter?
He's got the Glimmer Cloak. They're just gonna hold him in place. They don't want to have to deal with him. They're actually running right out. Earth Splitter, he just pops. And that's how Flea's gonna get close to,
Yeah, that's the Winter Wyvern pick. That's what he does. It set up the Earth Splitter so well, and it's a great ability versus Morphling. That's okay. I guess that's the combo.
I mean, there are other heroes that could do that as well, but...
There's no easy 4-second stun like that. Because the Earth Splitter, the setup is so slow, right? It's a 3.2 delay. So there's not a lot of like cast abilities that actually hold people for so long. That's nice.
I was thinking more in terms of just being able to like have that lockdown, not so much of the timing with the Earth Splitter, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
This is why Bowie's the analyst, guys, and I just, you know, get really, really excited. Talk about Dota 2. I love Dota 2. I'm learning,
the ages, by the way?
Every time I'm learning. It looks like, I want to say...
It's Costabil. Lone Druid. Alright, so... Can they high ground easily here? The bear, they do have a lot of bursts. There's Fatal Bond, so it's a little bit scary for that little ball of 4. But...
I'm sure they just let the bear siege, and the second they have an opening, 4DR leaps in and just does his thing.
They also have the...
Graph to put together for the high ground. It's a lot more complicated for the side of Infamous because they're so far behind. I mean, the only person right now, Kotaro's currently top of the net worth, but Zeus has not had the effect that they wanted this game. He's been having a lot of difficulty staying alive, just farming even in general, and has no... decently close to that axe, I guess I could say, right? About halfway there, but
yeah, there's no one in the base. Like, look at the tower. It's already...
They're wrapping around. They're wrapping around here. They're gonna try to get a surprise play.
Let's see. The Hawk gave some vision though. They ping it out.
This is not going the way I think they want. The roar comes out. They've got their eyes on this Warlock. He just gets evaporated. They will lose Winter Wyvern, and they're gonna slowly chase down Kotaro. He's got that Ghost Scepter though. Fear Spell comes out. Their body blocking him, Bowie. Look at that. They just don't want to let him get out. That Lincoln's gets popped. They'll still chase a little bit after him. But they got the Golem out, and that's kind of like your big deterrence. Dragonfly is used though. So. Oh, Night Stalker, what you doing here, buddy? What are you doing, Singer? Io's gonna teleport in. He wants to take him home. They've got to hold on for a couple more seconds. He's fairly tanky, and it looks like they're gonna be able to run him out.
Io, what a hero. Just repelling.
The bro going in there.
Yeah, and you know something that we were well. What is the role of the Winter Weaver in this game besides what we just saw with the Winter's Curse? Well, usually Lone Druid drafts, they have a problem that is when you try to push with your bear and he dies once and then he dies twice, you cannot push anymore even if you have Aegis and the cooldown is very big. But Cold Embrace and stuff like the Sunray, percentage-based abilities with heal is just so good with the bear, so you can always heal the bear, you don't lose it. It's just a way easier way to actually push. Oh, Morphling.
Middle tower.
Oh, Kotaru, he's in the
God.
middle of everyone.
Yeah, there it is, Cold Embrace. A lot of heal for the little bear.
I don't know how small this bear is at this point, Bowie.
Radiant's middle
That's
I mean,
a big
he-
old dump truck of a bear.
Yeah, he's more of a panda, but yeah, we're gonna call him bear anyways.
Well, I guess pandas are technically marsupials, right? I don't know.
I am not a... we were talking about something biology related once. Yeah, actually toads and frogs. I have no idea about biology. My ex-girlfriend was a biologist. Biologist?
Yep, that's the word.
Oh, alright. Doesn't sound right in Portuguese, but... Okay, so...
I know like a handful of phrases.
Oh, that's so weird. Like, the gold advantage is not big, but they can just get the buildings, and Infamous, they're just looking. Their cooldowns are big. The only hero that they have, really, is the Morphling.
I mean, you just heal these guys up as Winter Wyvern, you send them right back in again. There's no chaotic offering. Zeus still does not have that ag, so he can't even throw down a Nimbus. Io's just gonna throw those little balls around. Bear's gonna get taken down though. That's a healthy amount of gold, but the Bear's back up. Glimmer Cape comes out. They want to keep Gustavio alive. They don't want to let that Aegis pop just yet. Look at the burn coming out over here. Oh, they managed to take it out though. Alright.
Nice.
Fatal Bonds. What a spell.
I do like the pipe on Dragon Knight. Their timings are perfect on SG. You know, they got the Radiance, they got the Aegis, they have the pipe. Let's push high ground, and it really helps them mitigate a lot of the damage. They do lose the Aegis, but they already got a lane of barracks. They don't necessarily have to force this. Yes, the Morphling will become strong, but we're still 23 minutes in. They're fine. This is a great achievement already.
Well, again, we run into the issue of this Morphling, you know, being strong, but the Zeus is so far behind. Oh, they drop the Chaotic Offering, hoping they find someone, but immediately Winter's Curse comes out over into the Warlock. We'll hold him in place. And now it looks like Leposa trying to run himself away. They use that pipe. The rest of the team is here. They're just going to go ahead, chase them all away. Thunder God's Wrath comes out. And Morphling, Kotaro, he's looking for the opening. There's Leposa, manages to burst him down. And now, looks like we're gonna have some more issues here. 40 yards, got the Spirit Vessel. We're just swimming right forward. Kotaro is looking for this opening. The rest of the team a little bit further behind. They're trying to get Cuspiel though. Can they get to the shrine? They're out there. Do they have enough damage? There's the upheaval coming out from Excel. They'll turn around. They'll burst that Lincoln's over here on the Morphling, but in comes Matthew. He's gonna be able to heal him up again and just separate himself from the rest of the crowd. And it looks like Stinger trying to fight his way through. Still alive somehow, but gonna be able to take down Flea. Look at this fight. Oh, Flea's actually gonna have to run himself away, and all this goes down. Kotaro does get murdered by Kosaba, who's sitting at like almost no health too, Bowie.
Stanking played that so well. Jesus, he got like 3 Cold Embraces, 3 Glimmer Capes. They were able to maintain the Lundred alive and thus the Radiance Bear alive, and they just kept dealing damage. The Morphling, he was close on getting like a triple kill there, but honestly, Stanking MVP of this game. There's no way. He kind of won that fight, and if Infamous actually takes it, they're going to be able to get some objectives. The Morphling is actually pretty good at taking towers. What happens now is that they have the Elder Dragon up, the mid lane is pushing already, they have to go back and defend. They can never leave their base. So, just amazing play by the Wyvern there.
You know what's actually so triggering is that if you're casting now, you know, at least that's what I think. I'm not sure if this is true, if it's a bug on my end, but you don't get to vote for MVP at the end.
Really?
Yeah, they used to have it where you had the predictions in game. You had you had an MVP vote at the very end.
You're nerfing the 2 bias.
I don't know. I'm not sure if maybe it's a bug, but I have not had any of these pop-ups. I'm really disappointed. I was looking forward to, you know, asking your opinion on things, Bowie, and then threatening you if you got them wrong. Yeah, I guess they did it for your sake, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Just kidding. Blinket comes out from 40 yards, got his eyes on Matthew. Matthew's still going to be able to make it out alive, though. Earth Splitter comes through, doesn't actually catch anyone, it doesn't look like here. That's a pretty big victory here for Infamous. And here comes out. They hold the IO in place, but what are they going to do to follow it up? And we have the Nimbus online on Pepita, so this game getting a little bit more comfortable for Infamous. Not perfect just yet. But Morphling getting bigger, has himself that E-Blade now too, so. I think SG is feeling some pressure now.
Not that much. If they lose Aegis, they might feel pressured right now. Their only job is get control of the Roche area, keep Infamous in your base, so that the only hero that can farm is Morphling, and that's what they have to do. As long as they don't bleed any big kills and they keep on getting map control, that's all they have to do. And Roche is up actually, super fast spawn, which might be super hard for Infamous. It doesn't look like they know though. Let's see if the Coastal London's gonna scout it out.
He thought about it for like half a second. Like, yeah, nah, probably
There's
not.
no way it's up, right?
Yeah. Then you go back, you watch the replays, and you're like, oh my god.
It's always like that. Like they camp Roshan for 20 seconds, and then it respawns as they leave the Roshan. I always
Good for
correct.
Infamous.
Mm-hmm.
Or time for
Or
Qatar
maybe
to
not.
kind of split around and do some farming, but he's got to be aware, right? Because no one's showing right now. Other than the
Yep.
Wyvern. There's someone coming, so.
Oh, he's not going away.
Radiant
Kotaru. Kotaro? I keep saying Kotaru, which is a different name. There it is, but they've got the stop. Lincoln's gets popped. 40-yard jumps in there. They just take down all the trees. Earth Splitter wipes him off the face of the planet, and he's down for 50-something seconds. The IO tried to come in, tried to save him. Matthew gonna be able to go stun him up. He's got another couple seconds. Can he get himself out in time? And then comes the Wyvern. It doesn't look good for Matthew. 40-yard dominating.
Ooh. Yeah.
Stuck around just a little too long, boy.
He's in, like, when you're that far behind, you need to go for those aggressive plays. You need to push the waves and secure some semblance of map control, but
If he had just TP'd out just a little bit earlier, he would have been defending, but not losing these racks. They go and they disarm the bear. They just don't want them hitting these buildings, but they have nothing to do to stop them. You've got a chaotic offering up, but you drop that golem, and what do you have? Not much. Can they get this
Not
bear
much.
though? Oh, they get the bear, they get the Winter's Curse, but the sleep at the same time, so maybe a little bit of miscommunication. They're trying to save that bear, I'm sure.
But that's Roshan, right?
Yeah. And a double damage from outside the
Oh,
pit.
man.
Ice Frog, please. S4 runes everywhere.
Okay, so do they have a smoke? Okay, they're smoking. I like this. It was obvious because the range group was still alive, so as you can just leave the pit. The Roche was still pretty...
The Nimbus is going to be up very soon, too. Yeah, they open up. Thunder God's Wrath.
Okay. They have to get this Roshan. If SG gets this Roshan, I feel like this is game over. Infamous.
Yeah.
Their only way into this game is getting Roshan. Ideally not losing a lot of heroes in the process. There's an
Just going to go right
SG.
back in the pit.
Dire are
They don't have the... I mean, Zeus has Nimbus, right? Zeus is going to be able to just have that global presence. In fact,
That's
might
true.
even be safer for him, honestly. Hate to say it. Io is nearby, though, so they'll be able to reload him in if necessary.
Oh, they're ganking the Zeus. He's showing. He was
For
showing
the
us.
Io, one of these guys. Yeah, Stan King forward here. Oh, he finds Matthew. There's the slow coming out. He's got the relocate. If you oh no, not with that silence being thrown out. No, my friend, this is looking pretty scary for you. He's sitting so low, boy. 60-something hit points. Stan King still wants this kill so badly. The rest of the team, though, chasing after old Stinger. He's going to try to use
is
that hunter to
happening?
find himself away. Oh, Matthew stole it. No, he gets taken out eventually. They'll drop the chaotic offering. Stan King has to use that glimmer cape. They have the buyback immediately coming out from Matthew. They know that they have to try to keep this Morphling alive, and it looks like he's going to be all right here. Stan King again. Those cold embraces. Oh, Stinger, old Stinger, my friend.
Dead
Bludger
ward.
Blast comes out. Arctic Burn. He's going to be able to just fly his way out of there with a little help from the IO.
And that's Roshan. They committed the Warlock Golem. They cannot, even with the Nimbus, they're gonna be able to scout Roshan, but it doesn't matter. They cannot fight Roshan anymore.
Nope.
Nice play by SG. They smoke instead of forcing the Roche. They know that they're stronger, so they just have to find that one pickup. It looked a little bit awkward, but at the end of the day, they just wanted to force some abilities. Easy Roche. This could be game. Do we have any other items here? The Morphling going BKB, but he's pretty far away.
He's so far away from it. Plus, you still have the Beastmaster with the Roar and the Winter's Curse that goes through BKB, so... It's amazing the amount of defensive items he's had to pick up. It's looking pretty bleak.
Yeah. They have an Arcade in the DK.
15k net worth. Bowie will lead. Finger?
Oh.
Lap those little wings.
Oh boy.
Lap them harder, Stinger. Get back in the base. Oh, look at Stan King too. He goes, places that ward right away. He's gonna get the ward by himself. Oh, but it's you've been debated by the ward. Oh man. Yeah, he just pops. Winter's Curse getting used just to hold the Night Stalker in place. They've got their attention over on Kotar. They're kind of split up here, Bowie. But Kotar, he just runs away. He can't protect his tower. They jump in. They've got the Roar. Pepita's just toast. Despite the IO trying. Oh, the Yules does come out, but gets Thunder God's Wrath off. Has to buy back immediately. They're just shredding through everything. Oh boy, this Winter Wyvern here. Gets sleeped up. Stan King's gonna get taken down. Old Stinger will fall, but there goes the tower and the base. That's gonna be mega creeps. And Kotaro, he's trying so hard, Bowie. He's trying to fight them off, but it's just one little wave against the world, it feels like. Matthew providing that support. They'll turn around, get the waveform off onto Laposa, manage to take him out. All they have is this Warlock who's going to be defending. They're still... Oh, the reload comes in. Matthew, he's trying to get this here. There's also 4DR, though, standing nearby. The signs comes out on the Morphling Dragon Tail.
Nice.
He'll be able to go and disarm him, but... No, this is looking not so great here. Pepita trying to run himself back. He's already bought back. Yules will come out. Costabile standing nearby. Where's this fight going? It's going all over the place. 4DR still chasing after Pepita. Got that Orchid, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. They just call the GG. So SG, they think they only dropped one game, Bowie.
Yeah, pretty impressive. I really like the way they tried to deal with the IO. Honestly, I feel like Infamous, they kind of dragged themselves into a corner there with the Zeus pick. It didn't look like they were able to utilize the advantage that the IO actually brings in a draft like this. I mean, pretty impressive game by SG. And hope for them in the future because they are qualified, right? That's their last game, and they